Today I rise to urge the House to pass my resolution that reaffirms Israel's fundamental right to exist. This is a pretty simple and straightforward resolution. Israel has a right to exist. You either believe that or you don't. And the American people should see very clearly whether or not the members of Congress affirm Israel's right to exist. President Harry Truman recognized Israel 11 minutes after its founding. America was the first country to recognize the State of Israel, and for good reason. Over the last 75 years, Israel has become the greatest ally of the United States. Our shared values, shared heritage, the relationship between our two nations, unbreakable. I fundamentally believe that the terrorist attacks of October 7th, perpetrated by Hamas, are about one thing. Hamas does not believe Israel has the right to exist. Hamas wants to eradicate the Jewish people from the face of the earth. They say so. Other bad actors like Hezbollah share that perspective. Iran, the greatest state sponsor of terrorism in the world, the backer and funder of Hamas, has been calling for the eradication of the State of Israel for millennia. They don't believe they have the right to exist. So this resolution seeks to reaffirm the commitment made by President Truman upon Israel's founding. We not only recognize Israel, we reaffirm Israel's fundamental right to exist. In the wake of the horrific October 7th attacks on Israel, we have seen members of this body and other opponents of Israel call for the elimination of Israel. When they chant, "From the river to the sea, Palestine shall be free," they mean that Israel will not exist. I want Palestinians to be free. I want them to be free from their oppressors, Hamas and the Palestinian Authority. Hamas has used Palestinians as human shields, even till today. As Israel prosecutes this war against this terrorist organization, Hamas uses Palestinians as human shields, camping out in hospitals and schools, launching missiles, shooting innocent civilians. I watched in horror the 21-minute unedited raw footage of the October 7th terrorist attack. Every member of Congress was offered the opportunity to watch a 45-minute viewing of that attack. Nearly half of Congress chose not to come. Including some of the members who have made it clear that they don't support Israel's right to exist. On college campuses and city streets, we see people calling for an intifada, actively promoting the destruction of the Jewish state. Everyone has a right to say what they want about a foreign government, to say what they want about war, but they don't have the right to delegitimize the very existence of the Jewish state to justify terror. The State of Israel was created 75 years ago to reestablish the native homeland of the Jewish people. For centuries, Jews were discriminated against and persecuted wherever they went. This culminated in the attempted genocide of European Jews during the Holocaust. 6 million Jews slaughtered. This most recent genocide provides new urgency. To reestablish the Jewish homeland, where the Jewish people were displaced. And we wanted to create a homeland where they weren't a vulnerable minority, where they could freely practice their faith, and where something like the Holocaust could never happen again. And yet, on October 7th, we saw the largest slaughtering of Jews since the Holocaust. And yet, still today, many Jews view Israel as the safest place for them to live, even as rockets and missiles come from all sides. Denying Israel's right to exist is denying the Jewish people the right to self-determination. It's denying the Jewish people's historic ties to the land. It's justifying war crimes against babies. And let's call it what it is. It's anti-Semitic. I urge all of my colleagues to support this common sense resolution that makes one thing fundamentally clear. Israel has a right to exist. Congress must never stop pushing back against Israel's opponents, and we must reject biased attempts to destroy our greatest ally. I reserve the balance of my time.